drogang ito. Ang mga tunay na nag-angkat o nag-import nito, ang mga may impluensya sa mga tauhan ng customs na siyang nagpalabas ng kargamentong ito na walang inspeksyong ginawa. If these people who are now going to spend the good years of their lives in jail are indeed guilty, the investigators should not have stopped with them, but should have determined the real culprits. If, however, these people are necessary fall guys in order to cover up for the truth, then we have committed a grave injustice which we are now compelled to rectify. A person's right to life and liberty is God-given. It is not yours or anybody's to trample upon or deny or sacrifice in exchange for a consideration just so the guilty shall remain free. Today, we shall also hear other testimonies of victims of EJK. We shall endeavor to aid in the quest for truth on the cold-blooded murder of General Wesley Barayuga of the PCSO during the time when Colonel Hector Grijaldo, the classmate of Colonel Garma, was the Mandaluyong Chief of Police. We will try to elicit from Colonel Grijaldo some important information pertaining to the murder. These are material information. For instance, why was the name of General Barayuga allegedly added to the list of drug personalities days after his murder? Why was there allegedly no report coming from the Mandaluyong Philippine National Police about the incident? Colonel Grijaldo has to explain this to this committee. Again, maraming salamat po sa inyong attendance, and we hope to have a fruitful and productive day and literally a much better New Year sa ating lahat. So magandang umaga at maraming salamat po. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Bienvenido Abante. You are recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat, sa ating mga colleagues, sa ating mga resource speakers and witnesses. Salamat po sa inyong pagdalo muli sa Quadcom hearing na ito. Kayo po ay kasama naming mga lingkod ng ating bayan. So again, we gather here in what? In pursuit of truth, justice, and accountability. Kung meron man dito nagsasabi na we're gathered here because of politics, gusto namin humarap siya rito para sabihin sa amin directly. As we open this hearing, let us be reminded of the words of Romans 13:3 and 4. And I would like to read in quote. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Ang rulers po dito ay hindi lamang ang ating political leaders, kundi lahat ng ating law enforcers. Ano po ang gawain natin? We are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good. Yan po ang command ng Scripture. Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. Ang bawat opisyal po ng bayan ay tinawag na ministro ng Diyos para sa kabutihan. So ito po ang sinasabi. Do that which is good. This is the standard by which we measure our actions in this quest for justice. This is the challenge to all who hold power, whether in government, law enforcement, or public service. Power must never be abused in order to shield wrongdoers. It must never be wielded to sow fear among the innocent. Power must serve only one purpose: to uphold what is just and to bring evil to account. Yet, time and time again, in the course of these hearings, we have seen the opposite. Those entrusted with the duty to protect have enabled injustice. Those who swore to uphold the law have hidden behind silence. Those called to testify, like former PIDEA Chief Wilkins Villanueva, and I would never question his good record in the Philippine National Police. I admire what he has done. But he has refused to answer the people's questions, forcing us to cite them for contempt. This is not a mere legal matter. It is a moral one. After all, the first laws that were made in the world were based upon a moral code. If we are to serve justice, if we are to save our countrymen from the clutches of extrajudicial killings, illegal drugs, and POGOs that have corrupted our institutions, then we must do that which is good. And this begins with the truth. May mga taong pinapasalamatan ang dating administrasyon sa war on drugs. Kini-question kami kung mas maganda ba na ang Pilipinas ay mahulog sa droga kaysa labanan ng droga. Sinabi namin, inulit-ulit namin dito, sinuportahan namin ang dating administrasyon sa war on drugs. Binanggit ko sa ating former president, ang hindi ko lang maintindihan kung bakit kinakailangang pumatay ng more than 30,000 people para mawala ang drugs. Ang question dito ay ito, nawala ba? Hindi nawala ang drugs. Ganun pa rin. Ang inaakala po namin dito, ay baka naman tinanggal natin ang kompetisyon para ang maiwan na lamang sa drug trade ay yung mga nasa kapangyarihan. Yun ang nais kong sabihin. Oho, ayaw po natin mahulog ang bansa sa droga. Ayaw po natin yan. Pero ayaw din natin na ang buong Pilipinas maging killing fields, na pumatay tayo, na hindi sinusunod ang ating saligang batas. Dito po ay atin nang nakita. Nung tinanong namin, bakit binaril to? Bakit pinatay ito? Sapagkat order po ito ng aming nakakataas. Kahit po ba ang order na nakakataas ay hindi ayon sa saligang batas, susundin ng ating mga law enforcers? Ano po ang sagot ng ating mga ibang law enforcement officials? Hindi po. Dapat sundin ang saligang batas. Ang ating Senador Boto de la Rosa, nung tinanong siya, ayaw naman yung humarap sa amin. Pinapaharap namin para maging malinaw lahat ng bagay. Anong ginagawa niya? Nagpupunta sa media. Kung ano-anong pinagsasabi niya. Sinisipa niya ang mga kapulisan na alam nila ang batas. Hindi nila dapat sundin ang nakakataas sa kanila kung naniniwala sila na hindi ito ayon sa batas. Pero sinunod Di ba? Now, yet, kahit na po sa kanya mga bagay, mga kababayan, I am not without hope. Mga kasama, the Quadcom was not convened to chase imaginary shadows. We are here because lives have been lost, because families have been torn apart, because organized crime operating under the guise of legal businesses